Hello, hello. I feel like we're in really good shape, except my Instagram is, of course, needing assistance. Hold on. All right. Discard video, discard. Okay, live. So sometimes I have to do a bunch of little machinations in order for Instagram to allow me to go live. So thanks for your patience. We'll edit this part out. Let's see. 10. I have to write the whole top thing out again. 10 reasons you're not getting engagement. Okay. Done. Let's hope. Let's hope in a prayer. All right. And let's go over to LinkedIn and make sure that I'm live over there. Over here. Okay. It's always weird to be live and like not be talking to anybody. No. But I need to see if I'm live. I am live? What do you mean was live? I'm live. Okay, we're in great shape. Pause and scroll down. Hello, everyone who's joining. Thank you guys so much for joining. If you're joining on LinkedIn, I'm actually going to go down. I can see the comments on LinkedIn. I can see the comments on Instagram. So thank you guys so much for joining. Sorry I'm a few minutes late. There's always technical difficulties. Hi, Christopher Gustafson. How are you? It's lovely to see you. Okay. Happy hump day, everybody. Happy life. Happy life. Okay, I gotta do something over here. I don't know why. Curious. Okay. All right. So if you're joining on LinkedIn, you love my Aviator Nation vibes. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's giving today. It is. It's giving pretend a rich girl or something like that. Used to be rich girl. I don't know. Okay. All right, guys. So we're going to get started. Today's topic, okay, we're doing a 4-week live stream series, and this is the first one. So lucky you, you're here. The first one, the entire series is called From Follower to Leader. And throughout the course of the next 4 weeks, we're going to be talking about how to go from follower to leader. So this conversation is really about, how do you take if you're interested in being a content creator that is breaking through on social media because you're trying to promote your business, because you're trying to be an influencer for whatever reason it is, this is the course for you, this 4 weeks of talking about how to go from follower to leader. Today's topic is 10 reasons why you're not getting the engagement you are wanting on social media. So before I continue, I need to address the comments. Yes, we absolutely love AV. Yes, Aviator Nation is a little bit insane. This sweatshirt and pants, I got the pants too. And it's like really cute. It's cropped, but that means it's like also like 2/3 of a sweatshirt, and it costs so much stinking money. So like, yeah, at this stage of my life, I'm much more like, good thing I have a couple of Aviator Nations hanging around, but like, it's not really my jam anymore. All right, let me have a little drink of water. All right. Hi, Mangy. Hi, the Ebony Hempress. Kel's the Canonome. So excited to see you guys. Thank you so much for joining. If you're on LinkedIn, I saw there were some people on. I'd love to see that you're there as well, and feel free to join the conversation. Okay. 10 reasons why you're not getting engagement. First, I'm going to go through the entire list really quickly so that we have all that in one spot. And then we're going to talk about each one, and then we're going to wrap it up at the end. All right. So here we go. 10 reasons you're not getting the engagement you want on social media. Number one, and like I said on my story and reel earlier, all right, no, okay, sorry. I'm going to make this into content, so I don't want to put that qualifier in it. So, all right, 10 reasons you're not getting the engagement you want on social media. One, and this is the most important one, you're not telling them what this is the most important one. You're telling them what you want to tell them instead of telling them what they want to hear or giving them what they actually want. So if I'm out here talking about what an expert I am in social media, you're going to be like, ew. But if I'm out here sharing my expertise with you, you're going to be like, wow, she's an expert in social media, right? So, okay, number two, you're too long-winded, okay? Especially on Instagram. If you're going over more than 10 seconds, you're probably not going to get any views, and you're probably not going to get any like engagement. It's an algorithm thing right now. And so if you are spending, and earlier I did one of these reels, and I'm not saying you can't do them, but if you're spending an hour, like, or an entire minute talking about yourself, if you're not playing the trends, then you're like talking and talking and talking, nobody's going to watch that. Okay. Number three, you're not playing the trends. I'm going back to the top because I'm not happy with how this is coming out. Okay. One. All right. 10 reasons you're not getting the engagement that you want on social media. One, you're telling them what you want to tell them instead of giving them what they want. Two, you're too long-winded, especially on Instagram. Three, you're not playing the trends or you're not playing by the rules. Four, you're inconsistent. Five, you're selling. Six, you're bragging. Seven, you're preaching. Eight, you're boring. Nine, you're cryptic. And 10, you're too safe. You're impersonal and you're cold. And like my good friend Christopher just said, authenticity is the key. And as much of your real self that you can put into your social media, the more you will get back. Thank you, Christopher. I appreciate you being here so much. Christopher is an expert in all of this and an amazing publicist and a great friend. Okay, so let's get into number one. One, you're telling them what you want to tell them instead of giving them what they want. Okay. You have a business. I have a business. We're all here to communicate something to the people. But if you're constantly yelling it at them in your voice that isn't relatable to them, they will literally never hear you. So you have to figure out where what you want to say crosses over with what they want to hear. And then you need to work in the middle right here, right? Let's just say this is concentric circles. Okay. This is what you want to say. This is what they want to hear. You have to figure out where those overlap, and then you have to work right here in the center. Okay. Got that? I could have made a very pretty graph. Instead, I just used my fingers because that's how fucking authentic I am. Okay. So that is number one. You need to tell them what they like, what you want to tell them through the lens of what they want to hear. So let's get into, can I give an actual example of an influencer who gets it right and who is not? Okay. Well, I don't want to be super specific about who is not, but currently I am in a group of an engagement group, a few of them, and I'm seeing a lot of how to do it wrong. And the way to do it wrong, in my opinion, is to just put out tons of content that is about yourself. It's like, I wrote a book, or I'm this, or I'm that, or it's all so about me, instead of about them, you. So, like, who does it really well? I'm going to think about it in a second. I don't want to talk about who does it really badly. I just really don't, because I just feel like that's mean. All right. I'll try to get back to it in a second. I'm going to come back to it in a second. Answer, that's a really good question, Christopher. Okay. Number 2. And we can go back to the front, but I also just know that we have 10, and you're never going to get through 10 if you don't speed along. So number 2, you're too long-winded. I see so much of this. It's everything from, on Instagram, your post cannot be a minute long. A reel? No. It needs to be under 10 seconds if you're really wanting to get the views. If you, maybe 15, maybe 18, under 20, you're not doing anything wrong. I don't know. I'll use you as an example of something that you do well. But so keep it short, and then, guys, come on with these captions. Like, does anyone have time to read these fucking captions on Instagram? And is anyone really reading these captions? No, no one is reading them. Okay. So, like, get your whole point across in the reel by using a great hook and following up. You need to be able to be concise. Nobody wants a whole bulleted agenda. Okay. Nobody wants an entire bulleted agenda. You know what I'm saying? Christopher is saying it's important to find a balance between being a paid spokesperson and coming through like this product or service or idea is a real part of your lifestyle. Well, I'm going to share, Christopher, I am taking our dear friend Jamie Hess's Brand Ninja course right now. And Jamie is an extremely well-paid spokesperson. And I think it's obvious on her social media that she gets paid for a lot of the deals that she does. However, the way she does it is by going after the companies that make sense to her, and then sharing how much she loves those products and how grateful she is for having those products to be a part of her life and her day and the project that she's working on. And so I'm just like I'm learning so much from her, because it is natural. If those are the products that you actually use and you're incorporating them into your actual life, like, I feel that that is what really comes across the most authentic. If you're constantly like, well, I'm talking about this, which I always talk about, yes, you have to be cautious that you're only looked at as a salesperson. I mean, I don't worry about that personally, because I barely like sell anything. I'm starting to, but like, I'm really just trying to draw attention to my own business and myself. But I do think, and I think that's one of the things we're talking about here today, is it's not just about people who want to be an influencer. It's also, how do you draw attention to the content that you're making on social media? All right, which brings us to number 3. Okay, number 3 is you're not playing by the rules or the trends. In the cannabis industry, we have a lot of rules. Okay, there are so many mistakes that we can make that can get our content flagged, and there's things that we can do that aren't even mistakes that can get our content flagged, and it could just happen. Okay, so we have to play by the rules. I see so many people who are mad at the rules, so instead of playing by the rules, they post their shit that is not playing by the rules, and then they get their content flagged, and they wonder why they're getting their content flagged. It's because you're not playing by the rules. And so you're never going to get the views. You're never going to get the engagement if you're not playing by the rules. And then number two of this, like, I guess this is 3A and B. Okay. A is the rules and B is the trends. Okay. I see so many content creators who are up and coming who are wanting to tell their own story, play their own game, okay? And I'm here to tell you, I've been doing this as like for a fucking living for 5 years now, and I'm here to tell you that there is no your own game. You need to find your own way to play the game that is already being played. So if you think that you are going to be able to just talk to your phone and get views, you're not. You're not going to be able to just be cute. Like, you have to play the game, okay? And here's the game. The game is reels. The game is trending audios. The game is trending memes. And this is how you're going to get your content, your message across. If you're not using the trends, you're going to have the lowest of low views. Okay. So as I mentioned, I'm in this engagement group right now, and I'm noticing that their views are extremely low. Everyone's views are extremely low, except for a few of them when they play by the trends. And I'm like, why are you worrying? Why the energy that you have to put behind the content that does terribly is just like, it's not worth it. It's like not worth your editing time. It's not worth your putting captions on the thing. It's not worth any of this. So it's like, if you're not playing by the trends and the rules, and I'm not saying that every piece of content has to be a trendy piece of content. You don't have to be using sounds all the time. You don't have to be using memes all the time, but expect that the content that does do a good job of using those trends are always going to do better than the other stuff. So the other stuff might be for your closer in followers, but if you want to get followers and you want to get engagement, you need to push, into those trends with your message. You can't just keep telling your own story over here in your own little silo and expect that people are going to see it. You have to play the trends. And the goal is to get on the discover page or the whatever, that's the goal, right? And so you're like trying to get that as much as you can, because otherwise it's like you're over here talking to nobody. Thank you guys so much all for joining. I'm just like, I'm not saying hi because I'm also going to use this for content after. So like, I'm trying to get some sound bites in. So appreciate all of you guys for joining. If you have any questions, please jump in. We're at number 3 of 10 reasons you're not getting engagement on social media. I'm going to have a drink and then we're going to move into 4. Okay. Number 4, you're inconsistent. Okay. I see so many people. I've been doing this pretty much, no joke, every single day of my life for the past 6 years. I've been doing social media for a lot longer than that, but I've been committed to this for every single day, pretty much. I mean, there's days when I don't post, but very few for the past almost 6 years. Okay. You have to be consistent. Do you have to show up with a reel every day? Kind of. Do you, like, if you miss a day, is it the end of the world? No. But the more consistent you are with everything that you do, I really like to talk to the people who are in my stories. So if you guys aren't already in my stories, please come follow my stories. It's my favorite place to connect with the people who really care about what I'm teaching, like what I'm talking about, what I'm sharing, just my life. They're like paying attention. It's kind of like whatever. I really love my stories and I love to answer people's questions and things like that. I'm very consistent as I can be with my stories. With reels, consistency is just going to help you with growth. And the more people can start to see your personality, even if your personality is super fucking cringy, okay? Because my personality is probably super fucking cringy for a lot of people. And you just got to keep showing up and your people will find you. So I think a lot of times people just get frustrated. They don't see the value coming. It's happened to everybody. It's happened to me, but you got to keep going. Push, 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 push on through, push yourself. Okay. Next, number 5. Number 5, you're selling. Okay. Christopher was, I don't know if you're still here, but Christopher was saying you cannot be always selling all the time. Actually, I'm here to tell you, you can't be selling any of the time. If you are selling, nobody likes it. People like to learn about how products fit into your lifestyle. And if it's authentically shared as a part of your lifestyle, then people will believe you. And so you just need to keep telling the story of your business, the brands, the companies that you work with, the companies that support your lifestyle, and keep, the ones who are paying you, and keep telling their stories in really relatable ways. I mean, most of the content creators that I work with and the type of content creator that I am, I'm looking to work with brands for like a longer term partnership. I'm not really trying to sell like a post here and there. I'm trying to tell like meaningful stories and have brands sponsor my stories. So I'm really trying to tell these like authentic, stories that incorporate brand messaging into them, but aren't just like, buy this, because like, who wants that? Like, we all tuned out commercials over the course of the past 10 years on purpose because nobody wants it. And like, also advertising has really become very much like social selling, right? Like, you see all this like Instagram advertising that's like, it's advertising, but it's trying to be like creative, real, or something like that, right? So we're going in a much more authentic direction and a less salesy direction, very much so. So what's the opposite of selling? The opposite of selling buying, obviously. But in my opinion here, the opposite of selling, well, there's two things. One is sharing, okay? Just sharing, okay? It's like, this is my toker poker. I got this one because I'm super into like green and orange right now for whatever reason. And I love this tool. I use it all the time, obviously, because it's really dirty. And it even has this like tamper on the bottom that I use a lot, and then just love it because I can poke into my bowl, and I love this color combination, right? Now, I just told you about this, and in a way that was like not really salesy, because it's just like, I use this. I'm not like, go buy it. I mean, if you want to buy it, tokerpoker.com, use code HighCurious. But like, if you want to, like, I'm just here to share with you all the things that I use. And if they're relatable to you and you could see how they could also fit into your lifestyle, then, then you'll ask me where you can buy it. So giving value. I mean, when I just explained this to you, I don't know, did I give value? Maybe, because now you understand what this tool is, but that's not what I mean by giving value. Giving value is what I'm doing right now. So here I am. It's 1:00 on a Wednesday, and I have spent the past, over the course of the past 3 days, I've spent time preparing for this. I know that this is one piece of multiple piece content series that I'm doing over the next 4 weeks. And I'm also going to use this, as content to help drive awareness to my page, both on social media, both on Instagram, on LinkedIn, as well as on YouTube. So I'm going to take this content, I'm going to cut it down. And for those people who didn't join the live or maybe have a smaller attention span, they're going to be receiving this in smaller nuggets over the course of the next week or so. And then next Wednesday, I'm going to be doing another one, and the following Wednesday and the Wednesday after that, which is my birthday, May 29th. And so we're going to have a birthday party / learning session. And this is the value that I'm giving you guys. Like, I'm giving you guys value. And why am I doing it? Well, one, I like doing it. And I want people who I care about, who are on here, to do better on social media. But two, I'm doing it to position myself as an expert. You guys all come to me and I give you help. And that means that I'm an expert. I don't know everything, but I'm an expert in social media and in public relations and in influencer marketing. And I'm here to give my expertise away for free. And my real only goal, besides helping people, is establishing my leadership voice and sharing value, so that you're like, oh, when you think about social media and influencer marketing and cannabis, you think about me. And I think that over the course of the past few years, I've gotten better and better at doing this by sharing value, and then people trusting me for expertise. And I think that and I know that this has driven me a couple of my biggest clients, and brings me a lot of inbound leads. And this is my strategy. It's a long-term strategy, right? It's like keep giving, keep giving, keep giving, and then people will come to you and know that you're a giver, and also that you are an expert, right? So you guys can think about that. Think about what you know and what you can share, and how that you can bring value to your audience, and then your audience kind of pays you back, right? Because you guys are all here right now. There's been like 20 something people on, maybe 30 people on already throughout the half an hour that we've been on for. So like that's what it takes to get engagement, right? I mean, you guys are literally engaging with me. So okay, so we passed number 5. So again, just for those of you guys who are joining right now, I'm doing a 4-week series right now. It's called From Follower to Leader. And there's 4 different courses or classes like this during the 4 weeks. They're on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. And this first one is called 10 Reasons You're Not Getting Engagement. And we are up to number 6. So I'm just going to do a quick recap of numbers 1 through 5. Okay. Number 1, you're telling them what you want to tell them instead of what they want to hear, and that the type of content that they want to engage with. Number 2 is you're too long-winded. Your captions are boring. You're not playing, right? Number 3, you're not playing the game. You're not playing the trends. You're not playing by the rules. Number 4, you're inconsistent, and that makes you feel frustrated. Number 5, you're selling. Give value instead. Okay. Number 6, you're bragging. This is the worst, right? You're allowed to brag. Like, you're allowed to congratulate yourself and celebrate yourself for your hard work and your achievements. Please, nobody's going to celebrate you except you. That's not bragging, in my opinion. Bragging is, and this is something that is done on LinkedIn so much, it's absolutely disgusting, okay? Bragging is when you're like, let me share with you my amazing 6-step morning routine that gets me up and going as the perfect entrepreneur for the day. That, to me, that is such a fucking turnoff. It's like, who are you? Is your life so fucking perfect? Like, nobody's perfect. Nobody's life is perfect. Nobody has it figured out. Like, that's congratulations that you have a fucking 6-step, morning program and a 25-step skincare program. Like, I literally, like, that is bragging, and it's sounding just like it's so self-congratulatory. So it's just like, don't act like you have it all figured out, because you literally don't. And it's like, people who do that are such a turnoff. It's like, share that you're a real person, don't be bragging about yourself. Gross. Okay. Next, number 7, you're preaching. Okay. This is related to bragging, but it's totally different. Okay. Preaching is like, hi, I'm Lauren Mundell, and I know absolutely everything about social media. And so this topic that I'm going to tell you about right now, I'm going to give you 12 bullet points about exactly all the things about it. And then you are going to, like, take some genius away from this, because of course you're going to read the entire thing, and I'm not leaving any room for conversation. Social media is supposed to be a conversation. It's not you up at the pulpit at church, preaching to the choir about, like, all the things. It's supposed to be a conversation. And sometimes that conversation could be like a big discussion, like a big, important conversation about politics, or about, something that you believe in. And sometimes it could be about, like, whether the toilet paper roll should go over the top or over the bottom, or under the bottom. And I mean, obviously it's over the top, but, like, that's Okay. So you're not leaving room for conversation. You're not allowing other people in the comments to engage. And that's what this entire conversation is about. It's 10 reasons you're not getting engagement on social media. And if you're preaching, then what is there left to say? So make sure that you leave room for other people to get involved in the conversation. Otherwise, what's the point of engagement? Like, like I was saying earlier, I'm in some engagement groups, and when I go to comment, I'm kind of like, well, you said it all. Like, I don't really know really where to go. Like, they're not asking me. Um, so um sorry, my sister's texting me. Okay, number 8, you're boring. Sorry to say, number 8, you're boring. Okay? Um, Nobody wants to hear you talking for a long time. Nobody wants to just hear about business stuff. Okay? The problem about being boring is not that you are boring. You are not boring. The problem is you're hiding behind your expertise, or you're hiding behind your content, and you're not sharing enough of yourself. Christina, if you're still on, let me know if I can talk about you specifically. You are one dimensional. Not Christina, but like, you are one dimensional. You're not sharing enough of yourself with your audience. So it's like they could tell that there's just like, there's a lot more. And if there's not a lot more, then you're super fucking boring. So like, nobody wants to know things about you that are obvious. People want to know things about you that are interesting. So it's like, sometimes you might I literally talked about how I peed my pants once on social media. Like, like, I mean, it happens. And this is how you get closer to people, because they feel like they relate to you. If you're boring, you're not relatable. Boring is also not being yourself, not sharing yourself, sharing who you think people want to see, not who they actually want to see, because they didn't come here. They didn't come to your page to see a reflection of them or to see a copy of somebody else. They came to your page to see you, an interesting, dynamic person. So don't be boring. Go deeper. Go deeper. Talk about your struggles. Talk about the fact that you lost 100 pounds, or you are struggling, you've been struggling with your mental health journey. Talk about the fact that you're a caretaker to your aunt, and who is or your mother who has been in hospice. Talk about like the things that are really going on in your life. That's interesting. Don't be boring. Okay. Number 9, and then we're going to go through all of them again, and you guys can ask any questions you want. I mean, you can ask any questions you want throughout. Number 9, you're cryptic. Nobody likes to have to piece it together, okay? Nobody has time to piece it together. Don't be like there's some weird thing that people can't read into. No. Tell them the whole story. Do not be cryptic, please. We don't have time for that. I don't have time. If you are being cryptic, that's not going to make me engage. It's literally going to make me go the opposite direction. I'm like, I don't know. Okay. Number 10, and this is also extremely important and maybe close to you boring, but you're impersonal. You're cold. You're too safe. You're not going deeper. you're not sharing intimately with the people who are following you or the people who, you're sharing, you want to reach. Now, my most viral reel, which is, of course, my son got kicked out of high school for bringing cannabis pen on a field trip, which is true, and very, very vulnerable, not impersonal, not cold, not safe, right? So that's my most viral reel. So if you want to get engagement, you need to dig deep, okay? All right, so that's all 10. I can't believe we got through all 10, but I'm here to answer any questions you guys have. But first, I'm going to recap it one more time, okay? This 4-week series that I'm doing is called From Follower to Leader. And the goal of this series is to help people understand how they can do better on social media. I see so many people struggling with their engagement and struggling with their views. We've all been there, and I'm here to help you get stronger and better. This first class is called 10 Reasons You're Not Getting Engagement. And I'm going to tell you the 10 reasons right now. I just went through all of them. And you can go back and watch this live stream, as well as I'm going to be giving you lots of content over the course of the next week that breaks all of this down. So number one, you're telling them what you want to tell them instead of what they want to hear or the type of content that they want to see. You're too long-winded. You're going on, and it's boring, and everybody has the what's it called? The attention span of goldfish. You're not playing by the trends and the rules. And if you don't, how can you possibly expect that the algorithm is going to favor you? You are inconsistent. That means you're not showing up in a consistent way so that A, the algorithm knows what you're doing, and B, your followers can trust when they're going to find you and where they're going to find you and how they're going to find you. You are selling instead of giving value and sharing. You're bragging. Nobody likes bragger, but self-congratulation is fine. Celebrating yourself is fine. Just don't do it in a way that sounds like you know more than other people, please. You're preaching. Again, don't sound more like you know more than other people. Of course, you can tell people what you're an expert in, but please leave room for conversation. The next one is you're boring. You're one-dimensional. You're only sharing, about your business, about your company, if you work for a company, and we're talking about LinkedIn. You're cryptic. You're one-dimensional. You go deeper. Okay. Next one is you're cryptic. Stop being cryptic. You're boring. Exactly. Stop being cryptic. I want to see this one. Yay. Okay. Stop being cryptic and start being more, let people put the pieces together about you. Stop hiding. What do you have to hide? The whole point of social media is to share yourself, to be authentic, to be vulnerable. If you're being cryptic, nobody has time to pay attention to that. And number 10, you're too safe, you're impersonal, and you're cold. Crystal, say more about intentional. I want to hear what you have to say. That's a great one. So after this session, we're going to have 3 more throughout the course of May, every Wednesday remaining in May at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. And I actually have to remember what I'm doing each week. So I'm going to bring up my little Canva that I made about it, because I'm like, what am I doing? Okay, so this week we just are wrapping it up. Here for any questions. This is May 8th, 10 reasons you're not getting engagement. Next week, May 15th, becoming a leader on LinkedIn. May 22nd, getting traction on Instagram. We're going to go deeper on Instagram. And May 29th, my birthday, how to become an influencer. So I hope you guys will join us for me. By us, I mean me. And come with your questions. I'm here to help. I'm here to give value. Crystal says, be intentional with what you're posting and trying to say. Yes. And we'll talk about that on how to get traction on Instagram. Yes, instead of being cryptic and holding back your message, right? It's like, don't be afraid. Go in, go all the way into the cold water. I mean, if you can go into a cold plunge, then you can literally do this. All right. Who has questions for me? Here to answer questions. I see we also have some people on LinkedIn. There's been like about 10 people on LinkedIn over the time, but I haven't seen any comments. So any questions, anything you guys want to tell me, want to talk about? I have a little bit more time before we wrap it up. And I'm going to have a little bit of this. Look at my nice clean piece. This is a Prism water pipe. As you guys know, this is probably my favorite type of piece that I've ever had for so many reasons. One is that the neck comes off, and two is just I love it. Smokes really great, and I love it, and it's so pretty. So I'm going to hit this. This is I'm mixing my home grow with this ounce that I bought because I don't like this flavor of this particular strain of home grow that I grew. So I mix it with something else because I'm not going to waste it. All right. L'chaim, everyone, means to life in Hebrew. All right. Any questions? If there are no questions, I'm going to wrap it up early. I got everything out that I wanted to talk about. This has been a really, really fun sesh, and I'm really glad that everyone joined. Thank you so much, and I will see you real soon.